Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. I'm going to be doing a presentation on descriptive essays and how to outline 4 descriptive essays. My class is geared toward ESL students, so if I speak slower or use more basic vocabulary, don't feel like I'm insulting your intelligence. I'm just talking to you as I would speak to my students. I want to make sure that I'm clear, concise, and use easy to understand vocabulary. Welcome everyone to my class. We're going to outline and discuss how we make a descriptive essay. Now when we describe something, what do we usually talk about? Right, we talk about how something looks, how something tastes, right? How something sounds, and maybe how something, when you use your hands, that's right, you touch. So here we're going to look at our 5 senses. Like we already said, we talked about the 5 senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, taste, and touch. When we do a descriptive paper, we want to make sure we cover every sense if possible. Now, this brings up my first question for you. My first question is, what sense do you find most difficult to describe? So, when using English vocabulary, which do you feel is really hard to talk about? Do you not know a lot of taste words, or maybe you don't know a lot of smell words or touch words? Okay, good. Now let's see. I appreciate your answers. I feel like, for myself, taste is very difficult to describe because there are some situations where you can only imagine the taste, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to taste a lot of things out there that aren't food, right? So here are some adjectives that we can use, or some words that we use with senses. And these are just a very small example. So can someone read to me hearing words? Very good. Someone else, can you read the taste words for me, please? Good. Now, someone else, please read the sight words. Okay. Touch and smell. Very good. All right. Can someone tell me, when they hear the word clink, what do they think about? What sounds do you think of? Okay. Now, where would you hear that sound? Exactly. So maybe clink makes you think of glasses, right? That you drink from. And maybe you're at a party or at a bar or at a special event. Okay. So that would be one good detail. For taste, what's something that tastes sweet? Yeah, candy is a good example. So think about, where would you be eating candy? Where would you taste something sweet? Right. Now, how about sight? What is something that's scary? Right. Do you usually see scary things during the day? No, typically we see scary things at night, right? So that would be another important idea. So as you see, when you use sense words and you describe a scene using these sense words, we can picture something even clearer in our mind than if we just said it was dark outside. Right. So if we say it was scary and dark, then we have a different feeling than it was just dark. Great. So there are 2 ways to organize our essay. We can cover in sections, where maybe you are looking at something and you see a lot of different things. So you want to take one part of each thing and describe it. So what's a scene where you would have a lot of things happening? That's right. That's right, a classroom. So if we talk about the classroom, What are different parts of the classroom you can describe? The students, right? The teachers, the activities, the materials like books. Very good. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could organize it where you talk about the 5 senses for each part of the scene. But another way you can do it is you can cover the entire scene in each senses paragraphs. Right, so you would do one paragraph for what do you see? Another paragraph, what do you hear? Another paragraph, what can you touch? Both of these ways are very effective for using for descriptive essays. For your outline, remember we talked about thesis and conclusion and supporting paragraphs. Because we have this description, our thesis is going to be the entire scene. How do you feel? What is the general feeling or sight or description of this scene? Then in your supporting paragraphs, you will describe it. So if we want to use every sense, how many supporting paragraphs will there be? Good, 5, because there are 5 senses. But if you want to describe 3 specific things in the scene, how many paragraphs do you need? 3, right, because you're using every sense in each paragraph. Then at the end, you will state your thesis again, just like we talked about before. If you need more help, we have the Purdue Online Writing Lab. I've talked about this several times before. This is a great resource. If you have any questions about anything and I'm not available, the Purdue OWL is the go-to. Okay. Now, going back, do we have any questions about any of the topics? Okay. Yeah, let's go back to organization again and talk about that. That's a good question. Remember, we have 5 senses for each part of the scene. So let's pick a scene. Who has some ideas? Good. Okay, let's talk about a party. So what are 3 things you can describe in the party? Okay, people's clothes, right? Are they dressed formally, like a tuxedo and a fine dress? Or are they casually, just jeans and t-shirts? Very good. What's another thing that you can describe? The food. Yeah, food's really important. And then, yeah, the music. You can describe how the music sounds, but can you use the other things? No. So what would be a better description? That the atmosphere. That's right. Good. So you can practice both ways. Neither is better than the other. Very good. All right. Are those all the questions? Okay, great. Um, Thank you for coming to class, and we'll check up on your assignment next week. All right, my teacher voice is finished. So this is really easy to use and really fun. I think it's a little difficult to set up polls for my topic, but I think that they're a good way to engage the students who want to talk about specific topics or maybe express their difficulties or opinions when maybe they're not sure of what they are yet. So this kind of helps them start thinking and start talking. I do a lot of soliciting answers from my students, so that's why there are periods of like quiet, like you probably felt like you were watching Dora the Explorer or something like that. But I'm very student oriented, so with my webinar, I foresee that it might be difficult if I have a large class for all of them to put in their answers or to speak. Um, I didn't think about this before, but now I know that if they want to raise their hand, there's like the little thing where they can raise their hand or make a status. So I need to look more into organizing it so that the students can more collectively express themselves. Because I want every student to have the chance to speak. Because even though this is a writing course, it's also important for them to speak and communicate effectively in English. That's a very important goal of the program. So, um, other than that, I'm starting to feel more confident. At first, I thought I'd be really overwhelmed, but really, it's a lot better than I thought. Google Drive makes it so easy for me to just make up a PowerPoint, download it, and then upload it into the meeting. Um, and I like that I discovered that I can make a poll in advance and then select it later whenever I want to. So that makes it a lot easier for me to conduct a poll instead of, oh, wait, let me type this up. So I'm really excited. I really enjoy doing presentations, and I really hope that you will be able to attend my live one in the future. Great job, everyone else. I'm having fun. I hope you are too.